This is the History of Algeria podcast. Each week on Mondays, we'll be updating new information about the history of Algeria. This is an Eat to My Own Beat podcast. Welcome back to episode 14 of the History of Algeria podcast. Rock art of the Djelfa region, localities and descriptions. Some of the engravings of the Djelfa region seem to have been known since 1850s, El Idrissa. Among the best known, those of the Saharan were discovered in 1907. The Flamand described in 1914 the station of Dayet as Stel. In the mid-1960s, the active Djelfa Council of Initiatives undertook a record engravings and paintings, and Father F. D. Villart, who accompanied the visitors, thus made known works from some 20 new stations, notably those of Oued el Hassabai and in Naga. In total, more than 1,162 engravings have been discovered in the region. Henry Lyotte referred to these engravings in his major work, Las Gravures Respuestas de Sud-Oranus, which he published in 1970 in the series of Memories de Chantar de Recherches Anthropologiques Préhistoriques in Anthropos. For him, they could not be separated archaeologically from those of the South Saharan because they did show, with some variations, the same style, the same technical formula, and the same annotations and the same fauna. It may therefore be possible to analyze them making use of the hypotheses and classification which he developed. The engravings of the Djelfa region appeared to him like foreign works which are copying, always inferior quality, from those of South Saharan, a region which for the author was the principal center of the rock art, the pre-Saharan regions. Some belong to the earliest stage of the largest scale hardabeest school, like Apollo of Aulud Nile. Others are more recent or indeed stylistically more decadent. Regretting the misreading of the importance of the South Algerian rock art in the work of Lyotte, Pilard, and Loel Pollard, published in 1976, La Biaca, an important study on Las Figurettes Respuesta de la Legion de Djelfa, sound allegoros. The authors therein recorded 43 numbered sites of stations, which are, with some exceptions, located near the interior and edges of the triangle formed on the north town of Djelfa, on the southwest village of Sidi Maklouf, on the southeast by the town of Masad. Recognizing the engravings of the Djelfa region are similar to those of the South Oran by subject and technique. However, they have a rich cultural content of their own which, notably such as show the ancient buffalo of bears of attributes of the heads and the fact that almost all the ovine sheep are endowed with classic spheroids or horns enclosed in a ring, which are later stylized of a motif. According to these authors, the introduction of the most ancient stage of the South Oranian of rams and spheroids can hardly tally with the South Algerian material, where the most accomplished depictions are often associated with men and developed costume, whereas others associated with cattle are clearly of pastoral epoch. What is more Bovidian stage would come only in the fourth place of the sequence of the South Oranian, which shows a decadent character and much more developed in the South Algerian. Deducing and these evidences show that the two sectors' origin must certainly be more ancient. Horde and Allard prefer to speak of pastoral stage of long duration with cows and sheep. Thank you for listening to the History of Algeria podcast. Please check back every Monday at noon Pacific time for a new episode. Also available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Check us out at www.eatmyownbeat.com.